Good morning from Seoul, South Korea. Today I'm on my way to Gyeongbokgung Palace. It's one of the largest palaces in South Korea. Well, hopefully I'm saying it right. I can see the palace from my hotel window. It's not too far away. I think by walk it's about half an hour. So I'm just gonna walk there. I know from what I found on the internet that they've got the changing of the guard ceremonies twice a day. One at 10 o'clock and then another one at 2 o'clock. I think for 10 o'clock we were late, but hopefully I can catch it at 2 p.m. and sort of film from the ceremony as well, but we'll see. I'm just relying on the map to navigate my way. Battery is going to be a challenge as well because I've only got one battery in my camera, and in the cold weather the battery runs out very quickly. I do have another power bank. Hopefully it can last the whole day. I'm expecting to sort of film for probably about a couple of hours. I guess we'll see.
Halfway to my original destination, I noticed something ahead. A crowd gathered in front of what looks like a palace. Curious, I decide to find out what's happening.
Morning.
How can I help you, sir?
What place is this? What's the name of this place?
This is called Deoksugung Palace, one of the
Okay.
5 royal palaces in Seoul.
Right.
And then soon the royal changing ceremony will be, guard changing ceremony will be held here at 11.
Just here?
Yeah, right
Okay.
here.
What's the time now?
Huh?
What's the time now?
It's almost 10:50.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
you should wait about 10 minutes right here.
Okay, just here. It's going to happen here?
Yeah.
Okay. And filming is okay?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay. No worries. Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
You too. So, it's one of the other 5 palaces in South Korea. I think said that Deoksugung Palace. Hopefully I say that right. And apparently in about 10 minutes, there's a ceremony that's going to happen here, the guard changing ceremony.
Well, I wasn't planning this stop, but travel has a way of throwing unexpected surprises, and I am so glad it did.
As we move past Deoksugung Palace and reach Daehanmun Gate, the traditional military ceremony, known as the Chief Gatekeeper Change Ceremony at Seoul Royal Palace from the Chosun Dynasty, will be held.
아울러 나도 수문장이다 체험 행사가 진행되겠습니다. 나도 수문장이다 체험 행사는 여러분 누구나 완공 수문장 교대 의식의 일일 수문장으로 직접 행사에 참여하실 수 있는 기회입니다. 시민 여러분의 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
Back in the Chosun dynasty, these guards weren't just for show. They were the king's protectors, responsible for securing the palace, patrolling the gates, and ensuring the safety of the royal court. Today, this ceremony is a spectacular reenactment of Korea's royal history, and standing here, I can almost feel the echoes of the past.
지금 덕수궁 안에서 완공수문장 교대 의식을 감찰하기 위하여 2명의 관리인 주서와 사약이 나오고 있습니다.
Two officials, Chuso and Sayak, are now heading outside to supervise and inspect the chief gatekeeper change ceremony in Deoksugung Palace.
교대 의식의 시작을 알리는 기시타고가 있겠습니다. 세 번의 힘찬 목소리가 울릴 때 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 교대 의식의 시작을 알리는 기시타고와 함께 의식의 첫 번째 순서인 군화부 의식이 있겠습니다.
The Kunohabu ceremony, the first order of the ceremony, will begin with the Keshiktago, which marks the beginning of the change ceremony.
군화부 의식이란 군호, 즉 암호를 매일 병조에서 3글자 이내로 정하여 주경계 승낙을 받습니다. 이후 승정원에 전달하여 승정원 관리인 주서가 수문장과 수문군에게 알려주는 절차입니다. 승정원 주서와 액정서 사약이 궁궐안으로 퇴장합니다. 수문장과 수문군은 궁궐 정문을 수위하는 진영을 갖추게 됩니다.
Sungjeongwon Juso and Ekjongso Sayak go into the palace. The chief gatekeeper and the other gatekeepers form a configuration to defend the palace's main gate.
지금 여러분이 보고 계신 이 장면이 바로 조선시대 모든 법령을 발화했던 궁궐의 정문인 왕궁시 일군인 금군이 지키는 장면입니다.
You are now watching the scene where Kumgun, the royal guard of the Joseon dynasty, is posted to protect the main gate of the palace, which served as the issuing authority for all laws.
덕수궁을 순찰하던 교대군들이 왕궁수문장 교대 의식을 거행하기 위해 대한문 앞으로 행진하고 있습니다.
The guards who were patrolling Deoksugung Palace are marching towards Daehanmun Gate for the chief gatekeeper change ceremony at Seoul Royal Palace.
군호응대입니다. 양군의 참마가 서로 군호를 물고답하여 상대 교대군의 신원을 확인합니다.
Kunoungde is where the chama of both armies exchange military names in order to confirm the identities of each other.
지금 덕수궁 안에서 왕궁수문장 교대 의식을 감찰하기 위하여 2명의 관리인 주서와 사약이 나오고 있습니다.
Chuso and Sayak, two officials, are presently coming out of Deoksugung Palace in order to supervise and inspect the chief gatekeeper change ceremony at Seoul Royal Palace.
초음은 교대의식의 첫 번째 문자를 알리는 신호로 나발소리에 이어서 6번의 음보가 울리겠습니다.
The Choam signal is used to indicate the start of the change ceremony. 6 umgo sounds will be heard. followed by nagak, horn, and nabal, trumpet sounds.
지금 차마가 전달하는 상자는 궁궐 열쇠가 들어있는 약시함입니다.
The chest the Tama is handing over right now is the Yakshiam, a chest containing the palace key.
중엄은 교대 의식의 두 번째 절차를 알리는 신호로 나발소리 이후 세 번의 연도가 울렸습니다.
The Jungom signals the second order of the change ceremony. 3 umgo sounds were heard, following the nagak and nabal sounds.
중엄에는 부신부합 의식과 위장패 인계 의식이 있습니다.
The Bushim Buhap Uishi ceremony and the Wijang Pe transfer ceremony take place during Jungom.
현재 나도 수문장과 체험이 진행 중입니다. 오늘의 신임 수문장은 김노와 어린이 수문장입니다.
Ahorita que pasa Mira, como la de allá. Sí, aquí estoy. ¿Cómo eso? Dale.
삼엄은 교대 의식의 세 번째 절차를 알리던 신호로 수문군이 교대하는 순간을 알립니다. 나발소리 이어서 두 번의 연보가 울렸습니다.
The Samum signals the third order of the change ceremony, in which the gatekeeper forces exchange. 2 umgo sounds were heard after the nagak and napal sounds.
자, 들어오시면 순서대로 사진 찍어드릴게요.
이어서 포토타임을 읽겠습니다. 관람객 여러분께서는 저희 진행요원의 안내에 따라 앞에서 있는 수문장과 사진을 찍으셔도 좋습니다.
Now it's the photo time, the moment you've been waiting for.
연주를 마친 스타들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 이제 오늘의 첫 번째 교대의식을 마치는 예필의식이 거행되겠습니다. 모든 의식을 마친다는 뜻의 예필이라는 첨화와 수문들의 찬청이 있었습니다.
With the Yepil, which means to end all ceremonies, and Tanchong of Chama and the gatekeeper force, we finished the ceremony.
이것으로 완공수문장 교대의식을 마치겠습니다. 수고해주신 수무원들에게 큰 박수 부탁드립니다.
This is the end of the Chief Gatekeeper Change ceremony at Seoul Royal Palace.
After witnessing history come alive, I continue my walk toward Gyeongbokgung Palace, my original destination. But before I go, one last thought. Deoksugung Palace may not be as famous as Gyeongbokgung, but it has a charm of its own. With its blend of Korean and Western architecture, it symbolizes Korea's transition into modern times. The contrast in Seoul is striking. One moment you are walking past towering skyscrapers, the next you stumble upon a centuries-old palace. And here we are, Gyeongbokgung Palace, the grandest of Seoul's 5 palaces, is sprawling before me like a page from a history book. Just as I arrive, the second royal guard changing ceremony is about to begin. This time, it's bigger, louder, and grander.
Guard duty performance will take place in a few minutes. To enjoy this event, please remain behind the standing line.
各位游客，稍后光化门守卫仪式即将开始，请您在参观线外观看。
ご観覧の皆様にご案内申し上げます。この行事はカンファムンで行われます。スムーズな進行のため、スタッフの案内に従ってご移動いただけますようご協力をお願い申し上げます。Ladies and gentlemen, guard duty performance now begins. In this event, the gate guards will be shifting duties at Gwanghwamun Gate.
야, 저기서 먹자. 저희가 갈까?
거수군
관람객 여러분, 광화문을 봐주시기 바랍니다. 지금 종사관을 선두로 광화문을 파수하는 교대 파수군이 광화문 월대를 향해 행렬하고 있습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, please look at Gwanghwamun Gate. The commander is leading the troops toward Gwanghwamun's lunar platform.
各位游客，请看光化门。现在，守门军根据指挥官的命令，向光化门的月台行进。
皆様、カンファムンをご覧ください。ただいま、当直の番人が指揮官の命令に従ってカンファムンのボルデへと進んでいます。
옛 기록에 따르면 조선시대 군사들은 목소리에 맞춰 앞으로 나아가고 징을 치면 움직임을 멈추었다고 합니다.
아하 정병 거수군
당직 파수군과 교대 파수군이 종사관의 명을 받고 적간을 받기 위해 광화문 월대로 도열하게 됩니다.
The gate guards are now forming military formations to carry out a military inspection.
守门军听从指挥官的军令，正各就各位前往接受指挥官的检查。
ズブン軍が指揮官に点検されるために各自の位置に並びます。
거수군
이제 숨은 장과 종사관이 파수군을 적간하겠습니다. 적간은 경국대전 병전에 등장하는 단어로 궁궐을 지키는 장수가 근무를 시작하기 전에 군사의 신원과 근무자들이 군우를 잘 숙지하고 있는지 점검하고 군복과 갑주, 병장기의 갖춤새를 확인하는 절차입니다. 그리고 지금 취라치가 손에 들고 흔드는 악기는 탁이라고 하는 작은 종으로 장수의 명령을 전달할 때나 야간 순찰 시 도적을 쫓아내기 위해 사용하던 신호용 악기입니다.
According to historical records, in the Joseon dynasty, palace guards had gone through the same drill as the gate guards. The commander checked the secret code and had their uniforms, armors, and weapons checked. Now, the commander is carrying out the inspection.
据朝鲜时代史料《金国大典》记载，守卫宫城大门的将领和士兵，在开始执勤之前，会先核对人员身份和军用口令，并检查服装和甲胄武器状况。这也就是大家现在看到的场景。
朝鮮時代の資料によりますと、宮殿と城郭の入り口を守るスムンジャンと軍人は、勤務開始の前に身元と暗号を確認し、服装と武器の状態を点検しました。ただいま、その様子を再現しております。
다수군
현재 수문군이 착용한 군복은 조선 전기인 15세기 복식을 재현한 것으로 문헌고증을 통해 제작되었습니다.
The actors are wearing the costume from the 15th century, which was manufactured based on various historical records.
出演者的军服是根据史料再现的朝鲜初期15世纪服装而制作。
この衣装は朝鮮時代初期の15世紀の衣装を資料に基づいて再現したものです。
다수군
근무를 마친 당직 파수군은 중사관의 지휘하에 숙직소인 영군직소로 퇴장함으로써 임무를 완수하게 됩니다.
The off-duty gate guards are heading back to the military base under the commander's order.
结束执勤的守门军在指挥官的引领下完成任务，退往休息場所，迎軍直所。
네, 이제 안쪽으로
任
들어오셔야
務を終えた当直スムン軍は指揮官の命令に従い、営営所である四軍実装へ移動することで任務を果たします。
끝까지 관람해주신 관람객 여러분, 대단히 감사합니다. 이것으로 광화문 하수의식 한시 행사를 마치겠습니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is the end of the guard duty performance.
非常感謝各位遊客的觀看，光化門守衛儀式到此結束。
これをもちまして、スムンジャンを交代するパス儀式を終了いたします。最後までご観覧いただきまして誠にありがとうございました。
국가유산청 국립유적본부가 주최하고 국가유산진흥원이 주관하는 이 행사는 경복궁의 휴궁일인 매주 화요일을 제외하고 하루 4차례 시행됩니다. 관람객 여러분의 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
Presented by Korea Heritage Service and organized by Korea Heritage Agency. This reenactment event takes place 4 times every day, except for Tuesday. Thank you for your cooperation.
After the ceremony, visitors get a special opportunity lining up for a photo with the commander of the Royal Guards. Of course, I'm waiting for my turn. With the ceremony over, I stepped inside Gyeongbokgung Palace, the largest and most majestic of Seoul's 5 grand palaces. As I arrive at the Grand Gwanghwamun Gate, the main entrance to Gyeongbokgung Palace, I make my way to the ticket booth to purchase an entry ticket. However, I have been told that visitors wearing hanbok, the traditional Korean clothes, can enter without a ticket. Let's now step inside and dive into history. Gyeongbokgung Palace, meaning Palace Greatly Blessed by Heaven, is the most magnificent of Seoul's 5 grand palaces. Built in 1395 by King Daeju, the founder of the Joseon dynasty, it served as the official royal residence and government center for over 500 years. Throughout history, the palace has witnessed moments of great glory and deep tragedy. In the late 16th century, it was burned down during the Japanese invasions and lay in ruins for nearly 270 years. It wasn't until 1867, under King Gojong, that the palace was rebuilt on an even grander scale, becoming the most impressive structure in Joseon Korea. However, Gyeongbokgung suffered another devastating period during the Japanese occupation between 1910 to 1945, when over 90% of its buildings were demolished. Despite this, massive restoration efforts began in the 1990s and continue today, ensuring that the palace remains a proud symbol of Korea's resilience and rich heritage. Walking through these courtyards, I can't help but imagine what life was like here centuries ago. The sounds of rustling silk from the royal court, the whispers of scholars in the hallways, the heavy footsteps of warriors patrolling the gates. This isn't just a palace, it's a living time capsule of Korea's royal history. If these walls could speak, They would whisper tales of royal feasts, political intrigue, and the rise and fall of dynasties. After exploring the grandeur of Gyeongbokgung Palace, I stepped into a completely different world, a glimpse into the daily life of the Joseon dynasty. Just next to the palace, I find a small yet fascinating area showcasing a traditional Korean house and an old-style grain mill, offering a rare opportunity to experience how people lived centuries ago. This beautifully preserved Hanok was built in 1848 and was the home of a middle-class family of that era. Unlike the grand palaces, these houses were modest, practical, and deeply connected to nature. Let's go inside and explore it. Hanok homes are designed with a deep respect for nature and seasons. The houses are built using wood, clay, and stone with a special feature called undul, an underfloor heating system that keeps the house warm in winter by channeling heat through the stone floors. The layout is minimalistic yet elegant, with sliding paper doors that allow natural light to softly illuminate the rooms. There are no chairs or beds here, just floor cushions and wooden tables, reflecting the simplicity and functionality of traditional Korean life. As I walk through the rooms, I can't help but imagine how families gathered here, children playing on the wooden veranda, elders sipping on warm tea, and scholars studying in the quiet corners. Every detail in Hanok is designed with purpose, blending beauty, comfort, and efficiency. Just outside the Hanok, I come across a traditional Korean mill, a simple yet ingenious device that played a crucial role in grinding grains like rice and wheat. Mills like this were essential in Korean villages, using either water power or a simple wooden lever system to process food for families. I can picture how villagers once gathered here, taking turns using the mill, exchanging stories as they worked. Even though we rely on modern machines today, standing here reminds me of how much effort our ancestors put into everyday tasks, making something as simple as a bowl of rice, a true labor of love. Before leaving the area, I decide to check out the Children's Museum located right next to Gyeongbokgung Palace. This isn't just any museum, it's a hands-on interactive experience designed to make Korean history fun and engaging for kids, and honestly for adults too. Inside, I see colorful exhibits, digital screens and life-size replicas that allow children to experience what life was like in the royal court. There are sections where kids can try on royal costumes, play traditional Korean games, and even sit on a replica of the king's throne. One of the most fascinating exhibits show how ancient Korean palaces were built, with interactive model exploring the architecture and construction techniques. It's incredible to see how Joseon-era engineers designed structures that have lasted for centuries using only natural materials and mathematical precision. The museum also has a section showcasing Korean invention, including an ancient water clock used in the royal court to measure time. This highlights how advanced Korea's technology was even centuries ago. If you are visiting Gyeongbokgung Palace with family, I highly recommend stopping by this museum. It's a perfect way to immerse yourself in history in a fun and interactive way. As I continue exploring the area around Gyeongbokgung Palace, I notice a modern building standing in contrast to the centuries-old palace. The sleek glass and steel architecture immediately catch my eye, making me wonder what's inside. Curious, I walk in through the entrance, stepping into a spacious lobby filled with elegant lighting and contemporary design. A quick glance at the signage suggests that this is an exhibition gallery, a space dedicated to showcasing Korea's history, art, or cultures in a modern way. However, as I approach the reception, I realize that entry requires a separate ticket, and unfortunately, I don't have enough time today to explore further. Even though I couldn't go beyond the lobby, this building remains a mystery to me. If you've been here before or know more about this place, let me know in the comments. Maybe on my next visit to Seoul, I'll make sure to check it out properly and share the full experience with you. As I leave this area, I realized that today was not just about visiting a palace. It was about stepping into the past. From witnessing the grandeur of Korea's royal heritage to experiencing the simplicity of everyday life in a traditional Hanok, today has been a journey through time. It's amazing to see how Korea preserves its history, not just in museums, but in the streets, the palaces, and even in the way people live today. This balance between tradition and modernity is what makes Seoul such a special place to explore. If you enjoyed this journey, make sure to like this video, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss my next adventure. And tell me in the comments what part of Korean history fascinates you the most. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring.